Hello, welcome back to the channel. Another month over. Yeah, very interesting results. I've just been going over them now and I've been scratching my head and just like gobsmacked about some of my results because they're all over the place. I don't know what's going on. Let me go back to the beginning. My plan was I was going to focus a lot on Depop and try and get that up to a good level. I want to increase it by like £100. That was one of my goals for 2024. Get £100 extra on Depop. So just keep that in mind. So the second thing that I wanted to do was to play around with strategies on eBay, specifically like the promotions, because usually I have like a flat rate and every month it kind of like changes. I kind of think like, okay, I'll put it up to say like 3% or put it up to 4%, and then on the slower days that I know, because at the moment Sunday and Monday are like my slowish days. They used to be some of my busiest days, but now they're the slowest, so I put it up to 5. So I've been playing around with that and I've been putting them up and I've been increasing them to see if I can get any more sales. And so what I've done is with my lower value items, I ran a stupid promotion. I did 15% promotion. Yeah, I think it's kind of messed up my stats because I did get a few sales, but not what I thought it would. So I'm going to go into it. Yeah, so this is my eBay for March and it's like every day. And if you know me, I try and aim for £100 a day. That's it. And this is turnover. This isn't net, this is turnover. It's not including any fees. So as you can see, if your eagle eyes are looking, the 100 mark has only been hit a couple of times. In fact, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times. So it is over half the month. But when I need to get over that line on average, if I look at the averages at the end, only 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks was hitting that average per day. So 117 and 105. That's like the bare minimum I should be getting. But then the third week, 85. And the fourth week, 81. I mean, don't really count the fifth week because there was only like, 3 days in it. But yeah, the fifth week was £90. My biggest day was in the first week. It was on the Monday. So like the fourth day. I did £196 on eBay. But then the lowest day was in the second week on Monday, £12.80. And then again on Tuesday, on Thursday, £12.50. Something was happening. And just look, if I look at the yellow bar, the week 3, £50, £47, 122 and 140 and 111. But then again, £33 and £92. So there's so much whiplash. There is so much whiplash. It's either really high or stupidly low. It's all over the place. It literally is all over the place. I'm going to do things a little bit differently than usual. So this is kind of like my overview. So I sold 120 items in January, the slow month. It's going to be a slowdown, remember. Turnover was 2,700. Fees plus post and cost of goods. Take them away and it came to about £1,500 just on eBay. A guesstimate net profit, which led to an ASP of like £22. So looking in February, I actually increased my items to £127. Another slow month apparently, but my turnover jumped by £100 to 2,844. But my fees also jumped because I started doing these sort of things a little bit in February and I really kickstarted it in March. My fees jumped 613. So I had an extra £100, so it wiped out any of the profit that I was making. Yeah, the cost of goods and the post also went up. The ASP actually stayed the same and the net profit wasn't as bad as I thought it was. There's only £50 in it. So that's just to give you a refresher where I am now. I feel like March is the first proper month. January is after Christmas. and Q4. February is a shorter month. It's kind of a weird kind of month. People are more focusing on, like, you know, getting back on track. And March is like usually the big kind of first month. So this is what I made in March. I actually sold 156 items. That is up 29 items up on the February. My turnover jumped by another like £140 to £2,981. Okay, but look at those fees. £848.77. That's like £230 more than the previous month. My ASP dropped like a stone, well, £4, to £18.88. My net profit was £1,196. That is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, that kind of profit is still more than what I was making in a full-time wage. But yeah, and I had lots of bills come out this month. Yes. So what the hell happened? Like, seriously, what the hell happened to my profit? I think, could it be that, because I'm obviously making sales and I'm, you know, making money, and I thought you're under the illusion or delusion that if you put on promotions, it promotes your items to more people, therefore, you know, mathematically more people see it, a larger sample sees it, and therefore a larger amount of sales will come from it. That's kind of like the spiel. Now, I've had it on for 2%, 3%. Had it on for, this is the first time I went over well over 10% in terms of fees, and I don't do any coupons. So fees 15%. That was like the big one. I did over 100 items. Was it 100 or 200? I think it was 200 items. The lowest value items on at 15%. And obviously it's worked. It's generated an extra 30 odd, well, nearly 30 extra sales. But the fees that they've taken from that, it's usually around like 12% that they usually take, like 10, 12%. But then add on 15%, it's like 25, it's like a quarter of the profit has gone. But when you look at that, I've sold more, I've worked harder, I've listed more, I think, and I've earned technically less, £300 less. Oh wait, that's 200, nearly 1,200. So it's about £270 less. Does it make a difference? I've tried all different types of strategies. I've done a blanket fee promotion at varying different levels, and it seems to be happy. The algorithm seems to be happy. I've done this one where I changed it every weekend so that it goes up, and then on the Sunday night I'll lower it. That seemed to work okay. This is the first month where it's actually costed me. I feel like it's actually costed me to sell all this stuff. It's cost me money to sell them stuff, like £200 to £300 difference in guesstimate net profit. So I'm not a happy bunny. Before I go on to some of my favourite sales, I want to just show you Depop, because it's a tale of two. It's a tale of two platforms. Depop, I really took care of Depop, and I didn't really take care of it. I just basically I cross-listed more, and I ended up being more consistent, and then I actually just sent out more offers. Boom. Look at that. So in March, this is my Depop and Vinted stats. In March, I made £740 and 97p. Now, obviously, that's turnover; it's not net. And they came up with the free fees like towards the end. So, yeah, well, that's free fees for like everyone as well. You don't have to be a business seller or a independent seller. Just saying. So yeah, the previous month of February, I made 310. That is a 238% jump. I used a calculator. I'm not just Rain Man. Yeah, January, £266. Obviously a slow month. Now, the highest month I've ever had was December, where I made £494.25. And I've been trying to beat that ever since. Well, I've beaten it now. My goodness. Just a quick side note, Vinted made £126. Depop has definitely been my jewel in my crown in terms of my reselling platforms that I use. And I'm really pleased with its performance. And I'm just going to, I don't think I'll get as higher as that this month. Because I was ill the first week in April and I put it on holiday mode. And I've just switched it off and it started to generate. I've had like 4 or 5 sales. So yeah, it's you can see that the graph is slowly going up, but it's definitely a big chunk. I mean, £740. I think to get top seller status, you need to sell over £1,000 for 3 months running. I think that's the standard. So if I can hit 1,000 over the summer or coming up to winter, that would be a good goal to get top seller status on Depop. Look, I've got a Depop sticker there. Yeah, I feel like Depop is very kind of like triggering for some people and a bit marmitey. A lot of people who when I even mention Depop, they're like, I don't like it because of this. It's like, I find it is just as easy to list on Depop as it is on Vinted. But I feel like the clientele on Depop, they send a lot of cheeky offers out because I think they're younger and they don't have as much money. First off, promoted listings. What is your opinion on it? Please gob off below. Give me some jip. Give me some advice. Yeah, I know everyone's got an opinion. I know everyone's got an opinion. But have you found it worthwhile of late? Have you used it? And what is your strategy if you would like to divulge? So now I'm going to go into what is actually sold. Okay, so starting off big with all of these plushies. These are just a sample of some of the toys that I've sold this last month. Yeah, Mary Poppins doll got for £2.50, ended up selling for £25. I had another one and that sold for probably around the same amount. Yeah, I'm really chuffed with them. The big chunky Pikachu at the back, it's from 1999, and I got it for £5 and it sold for £54.50 and it went all the way back to Japan. The jelly cat in the middle got for £1 at the Salvation Army. No, the Samaritans, and that ended up selling for £24.79. Yeah, the Timmy Time sheep, that I can't remember how much I paid out for that now. I think it was like £4. That ended up selling for £35.46, and it works as well. The weird kind of like dog jelly cat thing that I got for, I think it was £2, £2 or £3. I've had that up for ages. I've had so many like people like sending me offers, but it eventually sold, and it sold for £33.85, which I'm very happy with. Oh yeah, the Thomas the Tank Build-A-Bear, that finally sold. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It's really bad, but I sold it for, I think it was £15 in the end. The little Pikachu, it actually lights up. That sold for like £25, or it was £24.50, I think. Yeah, so pretty good sales on the push one. As I said, this isn't everything, but it's my faves. Okay, I sell a lot of lamps and lampshades. I just don't know what it is. I just love them. The mini ones especially if they're vintage, like these 3 what's it ones. I got them in a bundle, so it was kind of like 3 items for £1, and that was 1 item, like all those 3. So it ended up being like 33p. Yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. Those sold for, I think it was £39 or just short of £40. Yeah, the wicker lampshade I got for £3, if I remember rightly, and that is sold for £25. I took a really ridiculous offer on that. I put it up for £35 and I accepted a £25 off because I just wanted to get rid. So fragile. The weird multicoloured lamp, they're so cool. I love them. I got 2 for £5. and this one sold for £43, if I remember rightly. The top of the tank lampshade I got for, I think it was £1. I think it was a squid, and it's new in packaging. It's like from the 90s. It's like old dead stock. That's what you call it. And yeah, that sold for, I think it was £27. Okay, so this is just a random bit of homeware. I just want to go with that Charlie Brown at the bottom as well. It's a 10p find, and it's like a little figurine. And that sold for £18.50 altogether, but I've had that on forever, like when I first started. But I only paid like 10p, but I've had nothing. There was no offers, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, bang, sold. Yeah, so the rest of the things are Royal Dalton. I've actually sold quite a lot of Royal Dalton this month. Yeah, the teacups there, they were £3. They sold really well. I think they sold about 20 odd quid. The terrine, that sold for £24. The plates are, I got a massive bundle of stuff. Now this pattern is called Augustine, and you want the cups of Augustine. They go for insane money. I think it worked out something like 16p per item I got for the big bundle, and this is like the last stuff to go, and they went really well. So I'm really happy that I got rid of them. But yeah, it's been a really nice Royal Dalton month, actually. Okay, clothing. I'm not going to show you all the clothing because I have sold quite a lot. I wanted to show you the Woolrich, which is right bang in the middle, the check one. I got that from the kilo sale, so average price is about £3.50. And that sold, I'm not kidding, like overnight. And it sold for £27. It's just a large check. It must have been in the right place at the right time for a specific buyer, which it happens. It's kismet. Yeah, the two shirts on the left, are Tommy Bahama. They're like the Hawaiian-y kind of like shirts. They also sold quite quickly. One was from the kilo sale, the black one, that was £3.50 odd. The other one was £4 from a charity shop, and that sold for £40. Because it was pure silk. Yeah, the far right polo t-shirt, that's the John Smedley, sold for £33. Thank you very much. I did pay £7 for it though, with the fabulous Chica when we went to Knutsford. Very posh place. They know what they've got. And my favourite leather jacket sold, and that sold for, I think it was £54 altogether. And I don't know how much I bought it for. I think it was in like a bundle of stuff, but I loved that jacket. It was like soft, gorgeous, like leather. Oh, love it. And I do not suit leather at all. But yeah, I wish it would have fit me. That's my March. That's just been a cluster of a March. But like I said, it's been a tale of two platforms. I feel like I'm going to put more focus into Vinted this month. I'm going to try and really push that. Play around with it. No formal strategy. With Depop, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, sending those offers every other day. And with eBay, I've taken off offers completely, and I'm putting on just a 3%, 3 to 4%. I'm only going to be playing around with that. And yeah, it's working so far. It's the first like week in September, and I've been getting decent sales. So I don't know. It's been a weird month. It's been a weird couple of months. I just want some really nice consistency, and I want to, because I feel like I've been working really hard in terms of my reselling, and now that I've made more time to focus on separate incomes, other incomes, secondary incomes, yeah, I don't want it to slip. So it feels like I'm going to have to work like 10% more harder, like in the evenings. I'm like, oh. Just being lazy, really. Anywho, yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. But thank you, everybody, for sticking around, listening to me babble about my sales. How have your sales been? Are they like mine and all over the place? Or are they consistent? Or are you like a millionaire and you're watching this for kicks? Weirdo. Anywho, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.